Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. Also, don't forget to join the free Discord. There is a paid section of the Discord as well, but you guys can join up in the free section and be a part of some great discussions. There's a lot of free information in there as well, and you guys can get updates on whenever a video goes live or whenever I post over on X as well. So it's great to stay up to date on everything. So what are you guys waiting for? Join up. There's over 11,000 additional members in there, and you won't regret it. So with that being said, let's dive on in and let's talk about what's been happening around XDC. In the last 1 year, we are up about 53%, nothing too crazy, but I do expect that to grow significantly. Right now, as we really look at the, overall price action here, I actually think that we're right around this point back in 2021 before a much larger expansion to the upside. You could even argue that we're back here, where the biggest moves of the cycle have yet to actually hit for altcoins. But regardless, I'm still expecting 2025 to be a huge year for altcoins, for crypto. And even right now, we're starting to see some of the biggest moves being made around this space from the legislation side of things, institutional adoption, and overall actual use of the tech. Mainly what we look at is tokenization. And XDC, well, XDC is not getting left out. No, XDC is becoming a big RWA tokenization player as well, and we're going to be addressing that. Now, number one, let's start off with a few things happening around XDC. For an example, we have here from Ken Chapman. We have heading back to Washington, D.C. A lot happening these days in the U.S. If you are in D.C. this week, let's connect and talk about XDC. Looking forward to hearing from industry leaders, especially Senator Tim Scott from my home state of South Carolina, who has been instrumental in advancing the Genius Act and the Common Sense stablecoin regulation. Looking forward to DC Blockchain Summit 2025. The Digital Chamber always puts on a first-class act, or event in this case. Now, this is where we start to see XDC really kind of become a piece of the US market. We know XDC has been around for a while, and they have been really kind of marketing themselves and having a lot of events around the US, around Australia, around the UAE. I mean, guys, XDC is not, they're on a global scale at this point. And they have been growing rapidly over the last couple years. And now today, I find it quite surprising that a lot more people are not looking into XDC. I mean, it's definitely a lot better now prior to 2022. I mean, if we go back to 2021, nobody really cared about XDC until it started to make these big waves in the market. But even after that, into 2022, nobody really was talking about XDC. And I found it so crazy because what we knew at that point was that XDC was becoming a big name around trade finance. Now today, it's not just about trade finance. XDC is absolutely killing it around cross-border payments, trade finance, tokenization, and even now DeFi with a lot of those stablecoin issuances on the XDC network. Now, outside of this post here from Ken Chapman, let's actually talk a little bit more about what's happening around XDC. For an example, a lot of integrations are happening. This one with Envio, so trade moves fast, your data should too. Envio's indexing framework supports devs on XDC network and EVM-compatible Layer 1 for secure, scalable global trade with real-time and historical data access. Sync millions of events 2,000 times faster than RPC, efficient, fast, and customizable. So, again, we continue to see a lot more integrations like this to not only allow the network to see a little bit better of an upgrade, but it also supports developers. And I think that this is great to see. But also, when we think about XDC right now, we just saw XDC 2.0 become a reality, which was a huge game changer. But a lot of these integrations that are happening is supporting the ecosystem. And it's allowing the ecosystem to grow. And I think that a lot of this has to do with the recent announcement, which we're going to get to here in a second. Because what we are about to see is a huge wave of adoption and growth around XDC. And I think that this is when everyone starts to take XDC very serious. So let's actually dive on in and talk about this. It's all around the plug and play player in this space, right? So plug and play is a huge accelerator, and we actually have a partnership with them. And we actually have here, we are excited to announce the selected startups for the XDC RWA Accelerator Program, a collaboration between Plug and Play and XDC Foundation. Now, if you actually look at the names here, okay, the first round, it includes some very big blue chips. In fact, projects that I've talked about recently, like Clearpool, Credify. You also have Plume on here, Zero Hash, Polytrade, Tokeny, Blockticity. I mean, guys, the names that are actually included here is wild. Like Investax as well. Guys, these are startup projects, but these are also very large projects. Like Plume, for an example. Let's actually go back over here. Okay, I just want to show you guys Plume real quick because they're number 214, market cap of roughly $400 million. But this is becoming a massive RWA giant. And Credify and Clearpool, guys, they are blue chips essentially around the RWA space. And we have down here, the startups will gain opportunities from business development, mentorship, investor connections, and networking with global leaders while integrating their solutions with the XDC network blockchain ecosystem to leverage its enterprise-ready infrastructure for RWA applications. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. And for an example, Plume, right? Their ecosystem includes 180 plus apps and protocols. And these are some very big names like Axeler, for an example. I think Archix is on here as well. I believe Archix was on here. I don't know if it still is, but you also have Centrifuge on here, Celestia. I mean, guys, the names that are included in the Plume ecosystem are very significant around RWA, DeFi, and just overall the crypto space. Not to even mention the numbers behind Plume, like 18 million unique addresses, 280 million transactions, 4 billion plus assets available, and 180 plus live protocols. So the fact that XDC is now going to be integrated with Plume, that's huge. But it's not just Plume, right? It's so many other networks as well. And we have over here from Billy Adams, today marks a watershed moment for the XDC network as we significantly expand our RWA ecosystem. We're bringing in top protocols and dApps focused on RWA creation, distribution, tokenization as a service, data, security, and AI. This thread breaks down our vision for our plug-and-play XDC network accelerator and what we believe is the future of RWAs. Accelerators typically focus on early-stage startups seeking direction and funding. However, we've taken a different approach with this accelerator, bringing in established participants led by proven industry leaders. Our goal is to unite a diverse range of top-tier protocols, creating an ecosystem that stands out in Web3. Tools and infrastructure. After years of laying the groundwork and supporting RWA platforms and launching their tokenization offerings, we felt it was crucial to unite layer ones and protocols that have developed the essential tools and infrastructure for RWAs. A proven track record. What sets this accelerator apart is a proven track record of its founders and participating protocols. Not only do they have an impressive ability to deliver results, but together they have successfully tokenized $30 billion in assets. It takes a village. Many protocols today focus on the tokenization of RWAs, but building the ultimate RWA ecosystem takes a village. That's the key difference. We believe we are stronger together. Multiple chains, multiple applications, and multiple use cases. Only through collaboration can we unlock the true potential of tokenization and create real value. It's not just about launching RWAs, it's about establishing a foundation of data authentication and security to prevent fraud. Building trust with institutions happens only when the right tools are in place, especially when their money is on the line. Fundamental building blocks like these are the most critical functions supporting a successful ecosystem. And yeah, when we think about how big this overall accelerator program actually is, I mean, you have some of the biggest names around RWA tapped in now. And you got to remember that one of these names, like Plume, also has access to 180 different protocols in the space already around RWA, like Centrifuge, for an example. I absolutely love this for XDC. I think that this is going to be a game changer for XDC as well. But also, when we look at some of these names like Polytrade, for an example, we have here, meet Polytrade, part of the XDC RWA Accelerator Batch 1. They have a quote here. Polytrade is dedicated to providing robust tokenization products for institutions, corporations, and users to help them reap the benefits of on-chain assets. The Plug and Play Accelerator Program offers an unparalleled opportunity to engage with leading institutions, showcase our innovative solutions, and build strategic partnerships that drive institutional adoption of RWAs. Polytrade was already working with XDC prior to this, but when we look at some of the names here, And what they're telling us 2025 is going to be for tokenization, it's going to be the year where we start to see everything change. And this is actually from Polytrade. And we have here that in 2025, the RWA market will undergo significant consolidation as major players acquire, partner, and integrate both vertically and horizontally to address its fragmented landscape. Institutions will demand seamless, one-stop solutions that simplify their RWA needs. In response, we'll see the emergence of unified ecosystems that combine asset management, tokenization, and distribution into a single streamlined experience, creating a powerful flywheel effect for tokenization adoption. This shift will set a new standard, with interoperability and operational efficiency becoming essential to capturing and sustaining market leadership. And then, of course, we have from Plume, in 2025, the growth of RWA will revolutionize traditional financial markets by finding new distribution on-chain, harnessing net new liquidity, and empowering new use cases for RWAs. However, the true utility of RWAs lies in a focused ecosystem where DeFi, distribution, tokenization, and asset management converge. By integrating these elements into a single ecosystem, RWA unlocks newfound capital, accessibility, and utility, creating a more seamless and efficient financial experience. And then Alia Research, the first wave of RWAs focus on stability. The next wave will focus on capital efficiency, liquidity, and structured financial products. Declining risk-free rates won't slow RWAs, but will accelerate diversification, pushing the sector beyond treasuries into broader fixed income markets. Institutional and retail RWA adoption are converging. DeFi is adopting compliance features, while TradFi is embracing blockchain-based liquidity. And yeah, 2025 is going to be the year everything changes. This is going to be a massive year for a lot of these networks that are focused on RWA, but not just RWA around like the hype side. No, when we think about XDC, XDC was never about hype. They were about making sure that they have the most efficient and the best-in-class network for specific use cases, even around trade finance, right? It's what sets XDC apart from the rest. Now that we have this big overall collaboration in mind with Plug and Play, we are now starting to see these blue chips being tapped in, these players that are already adopted in a big way. They're now going to integrate the XDC network. This is going to lead to a big embracement of XDC around RWA, but it's also going to allow so much more to happen around tokenization. And XDC is at the forefront of this. And we even have over here, this collaboration creates a powerful opportunity to transform how the real world interacts on-chain in what we call RWA. And this is actually from Plume, because this partnership, this overall participation in this accelerator program is going to change everything. We are going to see so much happen from this overall program. This is why I said, even prior to when this program was beginning, I think that it got announced back in December, I want to say. I said that this is going to be a huge accelerator program. I even said that this is going to put XDC on the main stage. And I do think that that's exactly what's happening here. And I love to see all of this happening through a name like Plug and Play, who's always been a big player around the overall collaboration side to make sure that these networks are actually working together. But it's also a great name to accelerate ecosystems. And I think that that's what's going to happen with XDC from this point on. Just like we saw from Billy Adams, right? I think that this is going to be a watershed moment for the entire ecosystem around XDC, but also even around RWA. And even right now, when we think about what's been happening over the last couple weeks, RWA tokenization continues to be a spotlighted subject. Athena and Securitize launch Converge, BlackRock Superstate Centrifuge win 1 billion tokenization competition, Figure builds on-chain mortgage markets, Republic plus Hamilton Lane launched tokenized retail fund, Dubai launches tokenized property title deed as well. I mean, the moves being made here on top of the fact that, you know, BlackRock's build fund just surpassed $1 billion. I mean, guys, this is not just oh yeah, tokenization is a great, you know, hype narrative. No, it's actually happening. Like, this is now becoming a big piece of TradFi that will ultimately put crypto, blockchain, you know, this entire space on the board in a huge way. We're at 1 billion right now around the build fund for BlackRock. For the overall space, we're nearing $20 billion. That's such a small amount to where we are actually headed. And the fact that XDC is behind this in a big way, I'm very excited for the future of XDC. And I really hope that this, you know, puts XDC on the map for a lot more individuals, because even today, I understand that XDC is still a big player, 216,000 watch list. I think XDC deserves a lot more attention though. And I'm hoping that this really starts to make a big difference for XDC around the recognition side of things. But with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because I'm more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.